Good afternoon, my wonderful traders. This morning in our first hour strategy session, we nailed it. So we were looking at these triple Qs and the NDX, and effectively once we saw this gap to the upside, what I had everybody on the lookout for was a reversal, and the reversal most likely was going to happen up at the inflection at second resistance, and lo and behold, we wound up getting this guy right here, this infield fly setup. Picture perfect. It could have opened a little bit slower or closed a little bit higher, to get a better looking infield fly setup. But effectively, that's the setup in a nutshell, is we want to see a tail to the upside at a high, and then we want to see it happen on the heels of sort of a fastball or line drive, kind of an open. And then once that was in place, we had every reason to look at this first group of bars and say, that's pretty much a double header setup coming into second resistance. So that gave us the opportunity then to go short, and the short sale, of course, was in the triple Qs, which is our favorite trading instrument for this. You can also do this with the futures or the mini futures or whatever it is that's your demon of choice there. But at 269.11, that violation of the R2 pivot line, we had the opportunity to get in below the low of the infield fly bar and ride that down all the way into the central pivot and beyond, but most likely exiting right at that blue pivot at 267.66. So as this moved lower over the course of the session, we had a nice cascade down into the central pivot. As I said, the move from here down to here had an anchored VWAP at 266.28. That happened to overlap with natural support and resistance. That happened to overlap with this volume by price node out here on the y-axis, and what we have there is a lot of confluence. So we were looking for really a move back up to that level, hoping to see a move from down here up into here, and then that would have made for a nice inflection move back down into this range. What we got instead, and we had to be watching for this, was a move up into this trading range that got up into this 265.47 resistance and then reversed back down through the central pivot. And that, given what had happened earlier in the session, right around this level here, gave us a very good reason to say that our profit objective was going to be 263.87. So that meant that we missed out on this move down into 262.52, but it was still over $1 per share traded, and it was a very, very logical reason to get in and out of the trade. So that's what you have to think about, is logic on my side. Now, for the rest of the session, what I'm going to look at is you can see here that we've had this range right here up to the anchored VWAP has been pretty consistent over this period of trading. And what I'm going to look for is, number one, a continued move to the downside that then finds resistance, overhead resistance right here at this 262.52 level, or a move back up to this green pivot line at 263.57. And if we get back up here, then I am going to look for a move back down into that 262.52 zone. So there you have it. We're going to go through all of the tools, of course, on April 23rd in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you can join us there, that'd be fantastic. Look for that email. We're going to be live. I would, of course, prefer to have you guys live in a room. If you can't get there live, then what we can do is have you there via live stream. So we can all participate. It's just always great to have everybody together in one place. Think about it. If it can fit into your schedule, it's right before that Traders Expo. So if you're planning on going to the Traders Expo, you can just add one extra day. We can all be together in the same room, work through all the logic on these trades, brainstorm some stuff, and hopefully have everybody go home with a real good grip on how they're going to trade those triple Qs and the rest of the index holders via stocks, futures, and options in 2023. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.